All right. You guys ready to start? Yeah. Building report.
Hi, welcome to the. I almost said welcome to meeting.
Welcome to
Welcome come to meeting. Thanks for coming today. I can't imagine if this is someone's just listening to this for the first time or what their impression of this whole operation would be.
What if they're walking out in the hallway? And can hear
Well,
us? Are we being broadcast in the foyer currently?
Yeah, totally.
We could. Oh yeah.
wow.
We used to have one of those, a PA. It was in Rosebud, in where we keep the round tables, not Rosebud, Rio Grande. And there's like this rack, and it went to all the speakers throughout the building.
So building reports.
Yeah, it'd be really helpful if that laptop was like down on this table.
Oh, you know what? It's not. Some of this is self-explanatory. I just have to say it out loud. The last person leaving should be the one to submit. What happens if you're the building supervisor and there's still techs working and you submit the report?
Anybody? I'm sorry, I can't hear anybody.
Snap.
The-
Oh, it's so hard. I'm so sorry.
yeah. Oh man.
It is not recorded, and
Yeah.
it is left for the next day. It shows up on the next day's report.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's part of the reason why you guys are writing the date while you submit the reports as well. But I would like you guys to learn how to submit the building report so that if building supervisor leaves and you're still here setting stuff up, they don't submit it and then you just leave. That means that building supervisors will need to communicate with techs on the closing shifts. If building super before you leave, like say 15, 20 minutes before you're headed out, talk to the technician, see how much longer they're going to be here. If they're going to be here a while, then don't submit the report. Make sure that they do it, or tell them that they need to do it.
And you can write that. You can
Yeah.
log it and say, hey, so and so's still upstairs working or whatever.
Yep.
So that way he doesn't come back and say, why didn't you send the report?
I
Yeah.
put it in the report that I told so and so to submit the report, and then it goes back on them, and they're the ones who I have to talk to. Well, the morning technician or the morning supervisor can see, if it needs to be resubmitted or submitted.
Cool. And this is kind of a no-brainer, but don't leave anything out.
Hold on. Do leave some stuff out. Omar, I did not need to know that you smiled yesterday. I really didn't need to know that.
I like that I knew.
I was happy to read that we had smiley guys.
Yeah. Let me amend that statement.
Did not need to know that level of detail.
We appreciate that you smile at people, though.
Yes.
Think customer service is number one.
Yeah.
Yeah. A better way. Don't write a novel.
Where's Cameron?
He's all right. Now think when you're writing and before you leave for the day, if this is something that someone would actually be able to disseminate, if someone could actually pick stuff out of what you wrote and find it useful. Pertinent. Thank you. So and so asked to unlock it, and then I got the two Draven that just.
Also, one thing when you're writing, learn to spell the damn rooms. They're
And
on
the
the
lighting
walls,
fixtures.
all over the place. There is no room called Paulo. They're all Palo.
It's Palo Pinto and Palo Duro.
Yes.
Paulo Duro.
There's signs around if you need help
Yeah.
for
Now,
spellings.
Pedernales, you can make it. Somebody yesterday wrote Perdnalis. Okay? But there is a sign in the back corridor back here that actually says Perdnalis. So that one's forgivable
Yeah, that's excusable.
because somebody way before your time made that mistake.
But if there's anything out of the ordinary happened or an issue arose, if you're super busy, if you've got a lot of stuff done, then you have some downtime. You might start writing a few things right then instead of having to maybe sit down at the end and be like, okay, what did I do today? So, don't use the report to communicate with the next guy coming in.
Use the whiteboard.
Use the whiteboard because who reads the reports?
When you come in to start your shift,
Me.
make note that only Benji rose his hand, and it was not very prominently in the air. There we go.
Yeah,
Wait, which whiteboard? Where?
the one on my door.
Okay.
I have a huge whiteboard on my door now, like way bigger than the old one. It's lots of room to leave notes for each other if you need to. What?
Is your mic on?
Yeah, it's on. It's just really quiet.
Oh, okay.
We're better public speakers.
David, you didn't finish, or you didn't set up Rosebud the night before. Did you? You did set it up, or? Oh, okay. Okay. I thought there was. Brian, what day did you come in? Rosebud wasn't set up. No, not today. I thought it was yesterday. There was a building that, or there was a room that wasn't set up, and you had Michael set it up. Yeah. Oh well.
I remember walking down because that was the whole.
I remember going down towards that area and ran into Bear as I was checking the building, and I asked him, "Hey, did you see anything set up in Rosebud?" He just looks at me like, "Nah, nothing's set up in there." Like he was like on a little tirade of his. And we went
Okay.
loop on it and had the whole discovery detective work thing.
But regarding the issues you had last night that you put in the building report, I'm glad they're in the report. But since you wanted somebody to check it the next morning, just leave that on my door. Like, I know you told Omar, but leave it on the door too. I'm sorry, Michael. What?
If you have like a considerable amount of notes,
Yeah.
you could probably just write on the whiteboard, "Hey, check my report from last night. It has notes for you."
That works too. But you use the whiteboard to communicate to the next person down. You don't have to write something on the whiteboard, but if there's any questions you have or anything you left that you might want rechecked, just put it on the whiteboard.
All right. And use the separate sections: maintenance, work orders, security, that stuff.
Because some of that stuff can kind of get lost if you write it all in your main block of the report. So it's cool to be able to look at them like, okay, a work order submitted. Oh, okay, the door blew up and is bursting into flames, and you took care of it. So, yeah, make everything easy to read, easy to access. Right.
Exterior door issues. If you're closing and one of the doors doesn't close or lock, what happens? What do you do?
No one's gonna want to raise their hand now.
Call maintenance and police, both.
Okay. What happens if you know the building closes at 11 o'clock, but all the doors lock at 8?
We call My Express to open it and then reconfirm when they're closing at 10.
Okay. What happens if you're closing and a door doesn't lock? Did I already say that one?
I don't think so.
Okay.
So call maintenance and confirm with police to secure the doors.
Okay. So basically, when you leave as a closing building supervisor, what doors should be unlocked?
Only the interior doors, rest exterior doors should be locked.
No doors should be unlocked. You are correct, sir.
Good job.
All the doors in the building should be locked when you leave at the end of the night.
Okay.
All right. All the exterior doors, all the doors to all the rooms, all the doors.
And sometimes some doors keep half open or half closed, so make sure that they're fully closed because someone can push it and come inside.
Or they can take and put a device in there to trigger the sensor to open it. Which is why in the foyer on the north doors the sensor's off to the side, which is a pain in the ass when we put pipe and drape there.
True.
Okay.
What do you do if you find something that doesn't belong to you at the end of the day, after an event, or in the room?
Ooh, take it to the office and hide it somewhere in the suite.
Yeah.
No,
Oh.
no, no. Don't put random stuff in my office with a note. Don't put a random thing in Wolf's office with a note.
Don't put things on Susie's desk with a note.
Don't
Okay.
leave stuff without notes. Don't
What if-
leave stuff.
What if you're
Don't leave.
flipping Blue Bonnet after a big dinner and you find a pair of sandals on the floor?
Well, we know where they don't go, I think.
Where don't
What-
they go, Rhett?
In my office.
Okay.
Actually, those went into the bottom of the tech booth.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And what if you're a building supervisor and somebody asks you to go look for said lost sandals? and you go check in Bluebonnet and you can't find them.
Sounds like a true story.
Oddly enough, yes. Lost and found.
Oh, where is Lost and Found?
I'm sorry, what?
I heard a faint breeze in the air.
Oh, somebody farted.
Isn't it at the help desk, like the information center?
You are correct, sir.
Yay.
Okay, so here's a pop quiz for you. What if you are, let's say, Kyle, since you're a technician, taking an event in Bluebonnet that ends after 8 o'clock when the CIC closes, and you find a pair of left behind sandals under the table? What do you do at that point?
Would you call university police and report it lost?
No,
something?
if the CIC is already closed,
Is there a
depending,
box or something you can put it in?
not really. Depending on the item, a pair of sandals nobody's going to care about. So you could take it down there and leave it on their desk with a note, hey, found a Bluebonnet on whatever day, and then write your name and then log it in the building report as well. But if it's something like, say, a cellular phone or
Or a
something,
laptop charger?
a laptop charger, a wallet, stuff like that, if it has value, then you call PD and say, hey, we have a lost and found that's already closed. Can I turn this into you? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Does that make sense to everybody? And regardless of if you turn it into the CIC, you leave it on the CIC's desk, or you turn it into PD, what should you then do immediately following? What?
Sorry, what?
You put it in the building report.
Excellent. Thank you.
I feel like Michael wouldn't know that answer. That's too bad.
Yeah, if only he'd been given a chance.
Building projects. We're remodeling our office.
Oh, I have the picture on the next slide too.
Oh, it looks like that. Pretty snazzy, huh? So basically, this spot here is the reception area, right? And there's a wall going here. And this is Wolf's office, and this is Rhett's office, and this is my office, and this is Maggie's office. Well, we're gonna build a wall here. That little wall won't be there, I don't know why that's there. We're gonna have a column in the middle of our reception area. And this will become Stephanie's office. Rhett will be over here, and then we're hiring a new guy who's gonna go in there. Wolf lovingly refers to him as Tom.
Lovingly.
You guys will probably no longer have a desk, so y'all need to get into the habit of clocking in and clocking out on the machines on the main levels. Do y'all know what I'm talking about? All right.
That means you have to get a new card, Michael.
And the locks, the keys, the key things are going to be in the back break room. We'll probably put the workers' comp notebook in the back break room in the key cabinet. All the radios will be in the back break room as well. All right. So we don't have a timeline for this yet, but it's coming. Our main entry into the office suite will no longer be what it is now. It'll be the door that you guys have y'all's own kind of private door right now. It'll be that door.
Sorry,
that's-
no more secret entrance.
Yeah, that's what the office remodel is going to look like. And bowling and billiards, for those of you who don't know, is no longer our own personal dumping ground. It is going over to facilities on Tuesday next week. So
So no more, just put it in bowling and billiards.
now everything has to have a place. We no longer have our,
Good thing we did that closet project.
yeah,
Yeah.
it is. Event calendars, guys. Oh, you didn't put the picture in, man.
Sorry.
They don't know what they're talking about. They don't know what.
Well, does anyone know what we're talking about?
Does anybody know what the event calendars are? What?
Again, a slight breeze. If only. Oh,
Michael said that the large whiteboards in the office.
Do you guys look
Yes.
at those? Do they help you? Yes?
Show of hands.
it's okay if you don't look at them. Don't,
there are many hands.
lie to me. It's fine.
So 9 hands went up. Did your hand go up? 10 hands went up?
I'm pretty sure there's not as many people looking at it now as there was maybe like a month ago, because you probably could just say, is NMO tomorrow or not? That's-
Yeah.
We could like change it to a two-way system.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
circle yes or no.
Yeah.
Okay. so let the record show that 10 out of 15 people said yes, they find them useful. So those two will go to the back break room area. All right, customer service. This stuff is, we're not getting on to you, but we're going to say it out loud so we can think about it and talk about it for a minute, okay? Y'all ready? When you're here, you're an extension of UTA by virtue of employment. Everything you do, everything, can and does impact personal impressions. You must assume that the person in front of you has no preconceived notions of UTA. Technical issues are technical issues, but they can be dealt with by friendly staff. We've got plans for dealing with some of our gear that doesn't work as well, like the Bluebonnet sound system, the Rosebud sound system. And then make yourself visible and friendly, okay? So we tell you guys all the time that you should never be sitting around, right? Ollie? We should never be sitting around. There's always something to be done, okay? Part of that is making yourself visible in the building so people know who you are when you're walking around, all right? Rhett, did anything good ever happen to you by making yourself visible when you were a building supervisor?
Huh. I feel like it led to some sort of professional development, but
Or some sort of fraternal organization.
yeah. Yeah. It's also one of those things where your job can be what you make of it. If you're having a crappy day, if you pulled an all-nighter and you just kind of slog through your shift, rolling your eyes and staring at the ceiling the whole time, that's fine. And sometimes days stink. But if you make yourself available and friendly to people, you, strangely enough, can make friends and meet people. And this might sound kind of weird, but it's absolutely true. The people I met just opening doors and talking to people during orientations became friends, and I joined a fraternity just because I was friendly and talked to people who got me involved on campus because I was a building supervisor and was nice and talked to people. So,
Michael.
I also have an anecdote about this.
I
I
love
was working an
anecdotes.
event in Rio, and I was really just babysitting. They had no technical issues the entire day, but I was just walking around, and every time I saw one of the two ladies in charge, I was like, is everything going all right? How's everything? And like, oh, it's great, you're doing a great job. And then they gave me lunch, and then at the end of it, they sent an email back, and they said, like, how great of a job I did, and, like, said all kinds of nice things about me, and all I did was walk around and do nothing. So it's useful.
I think the biggest thing to remember, guys, is that you don't know who you're going to see. You don't know who is going to see you, all right? And
I have another one about that.
there are many people who come into this building who never ever come to UTA. They've never been here before, and they'll never come back. And if they have a crappy experience, or if the place looks generally messy, then they're going to take that first impression and blanket it to all of UTA. Does that make sense? You got another one you can tell.
Here's another fun anecdote. Between my graduating from UTA and my employment at UTA, again, we changed presidents from Spaniolo to Dr. Kabari. I had just gotten hired. I was working on my first, I'd been on this committee. I was working on some stuff for homecoming, the chili cook-off. So we were all working really hard at the event, and there's a lady that was helping us I'd never met before, and we were kind of working together. It was really nice. She was really nice to me. I'd met before, and working together. Into the day, I go, oh hey, I'm Rhett, by the way. What's your name? She goes, oh, I'm Lisa Kavari. I had no idea who she was, but I was being nice with the president's wife. So be nice to everybody. Be friendly, because you never know. Or maybe I wasn't nice. That's why the president never shakes my hand.
That might be it.
Yeah.
He is the most interesting man in the world.
He is, rather. So,
As always, to bring the party down, this is up here because we received a scathing review. It was pretty bad. But I went to bat for you guys because it's not your fault. Not entirely. So
Yeah.
don't feel too bad.
There was a dance group, and they said things did not go the way they wanted it to. So that's why this one's on here specifically.
But I didn't just throw you guys under the bus. In fact, I marched over to Bear's office pretty soon, like probably within 2 minutes of receiving the email. I was like, hey, it's not their fault. So
Yeah, he stomped his feet and threw his hands in the air. And
I was wondering what all the noise was.
his voice broke a couple times while he was
it
defending.
was
it.
tragic.
Yeah. So, customer service, guys. Who's responsible? Yeah? That looks pretty sweet, man. I like what y'all did here. Yeah. It last year we we strung them all with a string going across, and it looked like, you know, it kind of was what it was. But anyhow, turns out they really did want the Coke banner, and Michael helped us out with that. Turns out Coke is their most lucrative sponsor, and so that was important for them to have that up
Their
as well.
most lucrative sponsor,
Who can't send over a good banner.
a lucrative banner. Yeah, the smallest logo, no means by which to hang it.
What's interesting is the banner itself says,
Let the internet show that I love Coca-Cola.
this is a Pepsi campus, sir.
Campus?
I know Adobe Audition. I'll just edit that out.
So what's funny is the banner is many years old, as Michael can attest to, and it says, please show your support by signing the banner here. And it has no signatures on it.
No support, none.
Yeah. So anyhow, this looked good. It's a different way for us to do the banners. This is the third year for Athletes Village for Special Olympics being here. And we finally figured out how to do their banners for them, because we finally remembered they were coming, and they finally got them to us in a timely fashion.
Did Stefan have any of them hung before you guys got here?
He had the first two on the right.
Okay.
Those two on the right?
Yeah, he kind of had them laid out too.
Okay. That's fine, just making sure that everybody gets credit, so.
Yeah. Good job, guys. Oh my God, that's a lot of words.
I know. I mean, you're not going to have to read all of it. But for some of you guys that have gotten promotions, I never really formalized some stuff. I kind of said, here you go, you can do it, and kind of answered questions as they arose. Here going forward, it'll be especially useful for new guys that want to move up and current guys to know exactly what I expect of them and what they should be doing. And that's kind of all itemized out in a list. So you can't say, well, I didn't know that. Well, I didn't know I was supposed to do that. It's all pretty basic stuff, but all kind of, I'm not going to read the whole thing to you because you know how to read, and I'll have it available later anyway. But you know, upholding standards, communicating certain issues, providing leadership, work orders, learning how to read EMS, and it progresses from there. So I'm going to eventually turn this into a more detailed list, an actual checklist. So if somebody wants to say, well, I want to be a crew leader, what do I have to do? What kind of things should I know? I'll be like, oh, here's a list, check it off. And ditto for building supervisor too. So it's not some weird kind of anomalous, why haven't I been promoted? What else do I need to do? What should I know? Should I even know how to do this? Am I doing this right? Kind of a thing. So formalized layout, plain to read.
There's one for technicians.
Hey.
Have any of you not seen it? Any techs? Anybody? Everybody seen this? Cool
Let the
beans.
record show that no hands came up.
Yeah. Okay.
One thing about this, guys, is if you get hired at the same time as somebody else, you can pass them by on the promotion march. Okay? For example, when I was hired to be on the building crew, Cameron was my crew leader, and I have passed him by on the promotion trail. It can be done.
And here is my promotion checklist. Has anybody, I have all of my techs seen this? Has anybody not seen
Does
it?
that say act as
Okay.
bombing technician?
Does it? Oh, no,
Oh,
it's bad kerning.
When you, yeah.
Bombing.
Yeah, bad kerning.
Yes, but have you been momming? I have seen no instances of you momming. Please continue your duties until I've seen otherwise. I expect more momming out of you.
We've all done events like that where you are.
Does anybody have any questions about this? Go for it.
What is momming?
I was wondering, for example, I've done some of the stuff on that list, but this list was just created. So would that mean that I'd have to?
Yeah, start from
technically
scratch.
Okay, just
Anybody that is currently an assistant event technician that I haven't already spoken with regarding promotion, yeah, you got to start from scratch.
got it.
The reason being is that this past semester, I had to field and employ a team of rookies. So I had to ask all of you guys to be able to do everything. And I understand that it's not exactly fair that I asked you guys to do all this stuff and not promote you on top of it. But I got to put the policy in place at some point, and that means somebody has to, face the fallout of it. But going forward, if you feel like you're ready to start the promotion track, just tell me. I'll print one of these off for you, and we'll get it started.
Oh, it's not going to be one of those things where you go, hey, I checked all the boxes.
No.
You don't really do that yourself.
No,
the supervisor checks it off, or if you want to show me you know how to do it, that's cool, because I'm totally not going to take your word for it if you just turn me a piece of paper with a bunch of check marks on it.
Yeah, because for this one specifically, I have to schedule most of this stuff, so I'll know if it happened or not.
And there's, as I'm sure you were about to say, it's not one of those things where, you answered 10 out of 10 questions correctly, turn in your test for a promotion certificate.
Yeah, no, there is always a nebulous component to promotion, and it's showing that you've earned it, and there's no way to put that on paper. If that means not having, like, scheduling conflicts or, just something coming up regularly where I have an issue with your performance, even if you've got a full checklist, I will sit you down and say, look, you've done the checklist awesome, but this is why I'm not promoting you.
You can fill in all the blanks and know how to do everything, but if I can't rely on you to be here on time or to get everything done, or if people complain about you, then it's like, well, you know how to do everything, that's awesome, but I'm not going to put someone in place that I'm having issues with.
Are there any other questions regarding this? No. Okay.
Rhett, are you going to make one of these for the crew?
I'll have it next week.
Awesome. So building crew, crew leaders, building supervisors have the same thing.
It'll also be good for guys that are currently crew leaders and supervisors to look at, like, okay, if there are any gaps, this is what I should know how to do. If I want to move forward, this is exactly what I have.
What did you use for this?
Me?
Yeah.
I copied and pasted your thing, bro.
Mine doesn't have that bad of kerning.
Well, thanks, Obama. Courier new.
Yeah, as it should be. Have any of my technicians not seen this? The new morning technician, or new weekly technician schedule, officially going into effect fall semester, but we're kind of testing the waters with it right now. I'm glad that most of you are here, because how many of you have not signed up for classes next fall? I know
Brian, you haven't signed up yet?
What happened?
Brian, what? And so the rest of you have all signed up for your classes.
That is the joke.
These shifts need to be covered every week. If that means you guys can't cover them, I'll have to hire somebody that can. And if I have to hire people just to cover shifts, it's less hours for you guys and more training for me, and that's no fun. So try to work amongst yourselves and work out a way that you know you have these shifts covered between your whole team.
And I'm going to have something similar. I don't think anybody was here.
In fall we did it, right?
Yeah, but I don't, wow. I don't think any of these, anyway, the draft schedule. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? Benji does. We're going to bring that back. What that means, you know, it's kind of a dice roll every week before I put out the schedule. You're like, okay, what shifts am I working? How many hours am I going to get? I hope I don't work on this day. What if I work? If you're a building supervisor, we're going to do a draft at the beginning of the semester where we set the whole semester schedule right there. So you don't have to wonder what days do I work at what times. It's going to be there so you can be able to schedule around stuff consistently so you don't have to wonder when you're working. Kind of the same thing with building crew. It's going to be, you know, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, and then everybody does some Sundays, and then afternoon stuff too. So it'll all be set, so you don't have to worry.
Do any technicians have any questions about the new tech schedule?
Does that sound like a good idea? That idea? Drafty thingy. Yeah? Cool.
What if you can only work like half of a morning or daytime tech shift?
Then you're gonna not work those shifts.
Okay.
Yeah, don't sign up for the shift if you can't complete the shift.
Well, they're gonna submit their availability to me, but if you're not available during those shifts, I'm not gonna split them up. But there will still be shifts that are needed for event technicians, like to actually work the events.
And there's going to be some of those for the building staff as well.
Like, if you're not available for a morning tech in those hours, or if you're not available to do the daytime tech in those hours, I'm pretty flexible on the daytime technician shift. I'll shift it back or forward an hour as needed, so 2 to 6 or 4 to 8 if I need to. But the morning tech is set in stone. Those hours will not change unless there's some sort of crisis. But the stuff where you come in and you work an Excel event, that's not on here. That will get added into the schedule additionally, and that will go out each week. So there's always going to be variance with technicians because clients book their events at whatever time, and I don't have control over that. So those shifts will still go up.
Kind of same thing with me, because there's sometimes off-site events that we have to help out with, or stuff going on in the UC Mall or outside that are shifts that fall out of the normal 2 to 5, 8 to 12 random supervisor shifts. So there'll be that too. So,
any other questions about this? Anybody?
Not exactly related to that, but I just want to know what is the minimum number of hours? Do we need to enroll to work at UC?
I don't think there are any.
I think you just have to be enrolled and taking classes.
I don't have
to
be
kind of answer your question. Currently, last semester I had one student that was enrolled in one online course, and that's okay. Oh, Pranav has a question. Thesis work is okay.
Actually, the answer, for international students, you need to enroll full time. Sorry? I don't know what is that. But it's need to be full time for international students, like full hours.
Oh.
You cannot be like one less or one less, yeah. Otherwise, they would be deported back.
Oh, okay, so that's a different situation for you guys. Okay.
Yeah, for us, you just have to have a class. And it could be here or at Tarrant County Community College.
If there's different rules due to your student status or what kind of student status you are, then.
Yeah, that's between you guys and the State Department.
One more thing, if it's a graduating semester, then it's okay if you enroll for less hours.
Wow, he's got all the answers.
Yeah.
How about that?
All right. Hey.
Because there was always that awkward. I guess that's the
end of the slideshow.
That's why we always put have fun next week or whatever on there.
Yeah.
But what a better way to communicate that than the fonts?
Yeah.
And unfortunately, that's a cultural
we're
reference.
closed
We
on
lost
Mon-
on some of you. Oh, we're closed on Monday.
Yeah.
Yay.
Is anybody working on Sunday? So on Sunday, when you guys are setting up, y'all are going to be setting up for Tuesday. And we got to pull the pipe and drape down that's in the Sierra's Lounge on Sunday.
Ian, you'll be the morning tech, so they're going to come, or we're pulling it down Saturday night. They're coming to pick it up Sunday morning. It will be in Bluebonnet's stage closet.
Oh yeah, for the banners.
Mm-hmm.
Who's working Sunday morning, building supervisor? They're going to show up and ask for the banners from Bluebonnet. When Ian pulls them down Saturday afternoon, he's going to put them in the stage closet in Bluebonnet.
Ian's the opening on Sunday. He's the morning super, or morning technician.
Wait a minute.
Oh.
Morning technician. He'll be here at 8 a.m. on Sunday.
Okay.
Stefan and one other Owens are pulling them down on Saturday.
All right, so when y'all pull the banners down on Saturday, just put them in the stage closet.
Yeah.
Very good.
Oh, I'm hiring new people, so don't worry.
Anybody questions?
Comments, concerns, anecdotes, clever sayings, Pranav?
I have a request, since for trash and stuff, can we get some gloves and all, because I'm being a vegetarian. I cannot touch meat at all, and it's religious for me too.
There are gloves
Oh, right,
in
right.
Bluebonnet stage closet.
Okay.
No, there are the rubber,
rubber
cleaning
gloves?
gloves.
Like
We have-
disposable gloves.
Yes.
Yeah.
There-
We
have
there's a
some,
box
yeah.
of those on the little cleaning shelf in Bluebonnet stage, or there should be because I put them there.
If you need something more than that due to the circumstance, let me know. I'll figure it out.
There's another box in bank closet.
Yeah.
There
Yeah.
is.
Yeah.
Yeah, Eric told me he had like a million boxes, so I'll try to drag one out too.
Do what?
Not everybody can access the bank closet, so it needs
If
to be
that's-
somewhere accessible to everyone.
If that's the case, then just, housekeeping has some. If housekeeping's not here, just grab a box from bank closet, tell Eric you're taking it, and put it in Bluebonnet. or
Not
in
everybody
stage
can
closet.
get into bank closets. is what
Ro-
they're
well,
saying.
but somebody who can get into bank closet,
I see.
take a box, tell Eric, and put it in Bluebonnet stage closet.
Crew leaders, building supervisors, and all rankings of technicians should have access to bank closet.
I'll double check in the system today.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
If you don't have access, you can tell Red. And if you take one of those boxes, just put it in the building report. Eric reads those.
Yes, he does. He prints them out.
Yeah, for billing purposes.
Yep. That's also why it's a good thing to put stuff in there in
Mhm.
case people are asking for crazy things and they need to be billed.
Or what happens a lot of times is we'll send a bill and somebody will say, I didn't ask for that. Well, actually, the building report here, this is good.
So in the hypothetical situation that someone asked for something when they booked their event and they didn't get it and they go, oh, well, there's someone there, I can just ask them to put it in when I get there and no one will be the wiser. Which is not a hypothetical. It happens. Yes.
Yeah.
And he'll come find you like a month and a half later.
He literally will. He's done that to me too. Who is working on the 24th at this time during this event? I don't even know what my name is right now. So yeah, sometimes it's not malicious. Sometimes groups will just forget. Sometimes groups try to pull a fast one on you and us by trying to get something for nothing. So that's why.
That doesn't happen.
No. What?
And we give you guys the benefit of the doubt in these situations. So, you know,
And still be cool about it. Kind of exercise your own judgment. 3 chairs is no big deal. A couple tables, no big deal. If they're asking you to flip their whole setup, that's a flat out no. No.
Do what?
That's just
Yeah.
that's just no.
Omar, did you set up a presenter's package yesterday for the group?
In Rio Grande?
You told them no? Okay.
That also goes for things like, I guess I'm kind of going on a tangent here, but if they use glitter or stick stuff on the walls or do something that requires extensive cleanup time, like if a group leaves this huge mess that takes you, like say it takes you half an hour to an hour just to clean that room, that's an important thing to put in the report. Because if you do that, it's a huge drag and it's a long amount of time, they need to be billed for it. Especially if they put stuff on the floor they shouldn't, like glitter, because that's never happened, right?
Or candle wax?
Or candle wax.
Or light one of our tables on fire.
Or light one of our tables on fire.
Yeah, this is Robert Lee in Grounds. I'm coming to pick up, I'm over here at the Bluebonnet to come pick up some plants. He said that we had left. And I saw 2 ferns sitting outside. Was that the only plants, or is there some more?
I think that's it. Yeah, it's just
Is that
those
it?
2.
This building supervisor, I believe it's just the 2 down there.
Okay. If you
Okay, thank you very much. Appreciate it.
If you are here, you
Robert.
should be on the clock getting paid for this hour. So if you did not clock in, and I'm assuming all my technicians are clocked in, right? Yeah?
Do we need to talk about missed clock-in forms?
Oh, yeah, I guess we could bring that back up again.
All right.
You wanted to rehash it, so you go ahead.
All right. If you don't do missed clock-in forms, guys, it's a huge pain in the neck. If you do a lot of them, you will be disciplined.
Oh yeah, we already talked about the disciplinary policy. They get 1 freebie,
Yeah.
where the clock, if the clock's not working, it doesn't count against you. But if you just forget, you get 1 freebie. But we already talked about all that.
And if you forget and say the clock machine wasn't working,
and I ask somebody else,
Oh, I can
yeah,
check.
yeah,
So please don't lie to me. Just be honest.
yeah.
I don't like.
But
don't lie to me.
and don't, like, another thing is, like, don't clock in, then forget to clock out, and then be like, oh, I don't want to get in trouble. I just won't tell them. No, because if Sarah from housing calls me and says, hey, this person didn't clock out, it's going to count like a missed clock-in shift. So just remember to clock in, and we can avoid all of this.
Don't clock in your friends for them.
It's illegal. It actually is.
And that's all I got to say about that.
It's not illegal. But
It
is
sounded convincing, like I would've believed it if I didn't know.
You can press charges as theft, time clock abuse. Clocking yourself in when you're not here or clocking somebody else in for them, it can be classified as theft.
It is actually called theft of services.
Yeah.
And it is a fireable offense.
Yeah.
Without warning for anybody who works here. If I were to do that, David could fire me for doing that.
And that's also why when you're closing or have a turnover shift, supervisors felt the report. That's why it's a great idea / required to put who you were working with from the crew in there, because at times in the past, people will clock in for their shift and go home. Then come back at 12 and clock out.
And to retouch on a small point that we kind of glossed over, don't sit around on the clock. Don't let me walk into a room and see you sitting there, not working. If you're my employee, I will fire you on the spot. Like if you're just sitting there not doing anything. And now if a client asks you to monitor their equipment, fine. If I have asked you to monitor a room and there's nothing there, fine. But if you're on shift and you're supposed to be doing something and you're just sitting there, I will fire you. If you're Rhett's, I'll send you home, and Rhett will deal with it. Now that being said, you are legally entitled to a 10-minute break on the clock every shift you work. Don't take it in front of the people that are working. That sucks to be there working and watch somebody sitting on their ass. So if you're taking a 10-minute break, come down to the office. And I'm fine with, don't start the timer till you get into the office.
Oh, and don't be a jerk about it. Like if you're putting together a stage, right, and the panels take 4 people each corner, don't move a panel and be like, all right, okay, I'm taking a break, see you guys. Don't, come on, bro, don't. If you've just finished up a huge setup, so you just finished Blue Bonnet, and you just got a couple rooms to do, it's like, okay, gotta take 5. Also tell your supervisor, because there's nothing finer than be like, okay guys, let's go to the next room. Where's everybody? So, be cool about it, don't be a jerk. Ow.
Dude.
I didn't do that. I sat forward and it exploded.
Yeah.
All right, that's it for me.
I think it should be it for me.
All right.
Oh, I've ordered you a name tag. In case
Okay,
that's what that was about.
Regarding the customer service, if it's for special need people, so still we say no about setups and all?
If it's what?
For special people, just yesterday happened, same thing.
The Special Olympics?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, we need to not say no to Special Olympics.
Yeah.
So you did fine yesterday. You're not in trouble. But if they're asking for something in an impossible time frame, just tell them it's going to take longer than that. If she's like, can you do this in 10 minutes? You can say, I can do it in 30. Will that be okay? Then they can say yes or no.
And the good way about saying it like that is you're not saying, no, I cannot. I need more time. You're saying, I can with this stipulation.
Yeah.
And then when I realized that, we can do same day request and we touch all of that, instead of saying no, I just told that we were out of inventory because we didn't have inventory.
Yeah.
You fibbed.
Yeah. That's all right. People
You
lie to clients all the time. Everybody lies to clients. Clients lie to us. It happens. No,
I would have turned off my mic for that.
If it's a VIP client, and you can tell if they're a VIP client by looking at Evernote, it'll say VIP or important, then the answer should be, I can do it in this amount of time. Do you still need it? That kind of thing. So for Special Olympics, if they make any requests today, that it's like 5 minutes till or 10 minutes till, just tell them an actual time frame that you can get it done in and ask them if they still want it. Yeah. Like if we have used all of our laptops, it's like I don't have any. It's not gonna happen. Anything else? Go ahead.
So like when I did I provided the backdrop to the group the last time, and like I wasn't allowed to. So like, are there any specific things that we're not allowed to, like, because I didn't know about it and neither did the crew like knew about it, like we can't provide the backdrop. So are there any specific number of things or like things like which we can't provide without
There's
permission?
one.
Just backdrop?
Just the UTA backdrop.
Within reason, no same day requests, no flipping the room to a different setup, no setting up a presenter's package same day unless they're a VIP and it's something, that make them aware that it's not for free.
Which is a delicate situation because it's hard to communicate that in a nice way without it not you know what I mean.
Bite you in a boo boo.
What's that?
Coming back to bite you in a boo boo.
Yes, without it coming back to bite you in the boo boo. Do your best. Try not to be perceived as the guy go, well, yeah, this might be for free. I know it's hard, especially when they're asking you something and they're not happy and you can't do it in the time frame they want or it's going to cost them later. It's challenging.